I don't know about you, but I'm living on top of the world. Greeting Calvary Fellowship Watch Care members, this is Donna Means, and I'm back with my review of Greenleaf Season 1, Episode 9, The Broken Road. Alright, so while this episode is named The Broken Road, it also is the title of the duet performed by Charity and Carlton, The Broken Road. But in my opinion, just between you and me, this should be called The Ugly Truth. Because none of what people are learning in this episode is pretty, and it's not anything they want to hear. Anyhow, let's get to the recap. So it's 1 week after the fatal shooting of David Nelson. That's right, you heard me, the fatal shooting. We were left with a bit of a cliffhanger on whether or not he actually perished as a result of his gunshot injury, and apparently he did. But according to Pastor Sneed, Bishop eulogized him using John 14. It was a very stirring and emotional service, and the way Bishop broke down John 14:9, well, it was exemplary. So Pastor Sneed says, I didn't get to attend the service. But anyway, Pastor Sneed is looking for a hookup. You don't say. Like every time we see this guy, he's looking for a hookup. So he's soliciting Grace to be an ally for him so that he can get a position on the deacon board. And she says she'll do what she can do. You know, Grace is dealing with her own issues. She's feeling guilty about David Nelson's death. She feels like it's her fault because she encouraged him to stay. And, you know, she's dealing with the fact that she has to present this information to her family. And she's been holding back because out of respect of David Nelson's memorial service. And now she's ready to confront her family with all her evidence. Anyway, right now, she's got to go into this church leadership meeting. And the elephant in the room with the church leadership is whether to bear arms or not to bear arms on church property. They can't draw a consensus, and they don't resolve the issue. However, Noah supplies an alternative solution. He has a friend in Orlando, Florida, who is in law enforcement. And after the Charleston 9 incident, he started going around and doing church seminars, showing them what to do if they're caught up in a hostage situation, and, you know, giving them some basic self-defense moves. Bishop welcomes this, and he asks Noah to follow up and see if his friend would be willing to give them a presentation at Calvary. And Noah agrees. And with that, the meeting ends. Noah requests to speak to Grace. They go into his office. Now, he did forewarn her that everything in his office was now ground central for his nuptials, and so there's a bunch of wedding decor and party favors and the like in his office. So she quickly says, hey, I haven't spoken to anyone about what happened between us. And he said, I'm not concerned about that. And he's rather cold. You know, you can tell that Grace is kind of melancholy about the whole situation, looking at this wedding decor and the party favors as if it should be her. Anyhow, he's like, I just need to know what your timeline is to drop this bombshell exposing your uncle so I can prepare Isabel. She says, look, I'm willing to wait until after your wedding. I waited a week out of respect for David Nelson's memorial service. A couple more days won't hurt. You know, I mean, it's not like he's going anywhere. So he says, I'm not asking you to do that, but thanks. And, you know, she makes a quick exit because she learns that he's going to Maui, which is in Hawaii, for his honeymoon. And I believe that that was kind of their plan when they were about to get married. And, you know, she was just choked up. She was really trying to get out that office. Anyhow, she learns from her father that Robert is definitely about to leave. And not only is he going on vacation, he is going on a 2-week fishing expedition in Cuba. Out of the country, Cuba. Okay. She cannot wait. I mean, she really wanted to do this for Noah because I believe she doesn't have any ill intent towards Noah. She just wants him to be happy. But she's waited over 20 years to take her uncle down. And she's not going to let him get out the country. I don't blame her for that. So she says, Dad, you have to stop this. And he's like, why would I do that? And then she presents the evidence. He is overwhelmed. He's like, before it got too graphic in the videotape footage, he's like, stop the playback. I just don't want any more. And she says, look, you just got to hold on for 3 days. I need you to go stop this. We're going to hold on for 3 days. We're going to bring him to justice. That's the plan. Okay, Bishop mans up. He sucks it up and he goes to Robert's office. He makes his request known. And Robert protests, look, non-refundable tickets and charters. Bishop says, I'll cover all of that, but I need you to stay. He's using the security issue. And Robert's argument is, it's a security issue. It's not a legal issue. And, you know, Bishop's like, look, I really just need you here. And Robert said, okay, I'll do that. But then Robert sneaks in, goes to his sister and says, look, I don't know what's going on, but I can't help him with any of this. And Lady May's like, oh, he's just being cautious because Noah is leaving. You know, don't worry about it. Look, hold on to your tickets. Don't change your plans. Let me handle it. So, as Lady May is coming to the bishop's office to communicate or have this conversation with her husband, she overhears part of the conversation that Bishop and Grace are having, and they wind up presenting the evidence to her. And after seeing the evidence, she's not convinced. And she's like, I will not have my brother prosecuted in absentia. I am going to confront him and I am going to talk to him about these allegations. I want to hear his side. This is the last thing we want to do in alerting a man that has a ticket to Cuba. Okay? That, yeah, we're trying to bring charges up on you, dude. And, but anyway, Lady May is going to be Lady May. And she endeavors to do that. Bishop turns to Grace and says, look, the only way to get to Lady May is through her prince, which is Jacob, your brother. So we need you. I need you to go talk to your brother. So while Grace is in the process of doing that, she bumps into Noah. She's like, Noah, I tried, but baby, this is spiraling out of control. You better talk to her quick, fast, in all kinds of hurry. So she leaves Noah. She makes it to Jacob's office. She tells Jacob. Jacob's upset. He's ready to pull his uncle apart. He's like, where's he at? Let me at him. Grace says, calm down. We got to do this the right way. We need to get justice for our sister as well as so many others. So slow it down. Breathe. All right. Let's do this the right way. Okay. Jacob calms down. Later on, Jacob and Carissa have a talk with Zora. Now they pulled out all the stops. They got her this huge pizza and they tell her that she can watch TV, and then Jacob is calling her princess, and Zora's like, can I just be honest with you? You guys are like freaking me out. Like, am I dying or something? And They said, no, nothing's wrong, sweetie. And it's like, what's this all about? This, you guys don't do this. Like, really, tell me what's going on. So finally they come out, well, have you been spending time with Uncle Mac? And she said, well, you know, there's times I see him at the church, or we're at the, you know, here at the mansion, you know, have a couple conversations. Then they ask, well, has he touched you inappropriately? Ew, no. Oh, is he a perv? And, you know, they said, no, well, we'll explain things to you later. Right now, just keep this conversation between us, okay? Well, who am I going to tell? And then she picks up her pizza and she leaves. But then she's like, first person she talks to is Sophia. And of course, she's sharing this with Sophia. And, you know, she recounts this incident that happened a couple months ago. They were riding somewhere and his hand was very close to her thigh. It was uncomfortable for her. She tried to scoot over, but he never moved his hand. So, you know, she just now thinks it's weird. And Sophia's like, I've never had any interaction like that with him before. And so that's just showing you where we're at with Mac as far as these allegations go. Okay, so Isabel goes to Grace because by now Noah has told Isabel about what's about to go down. And Isabel's like, you know what? I need to come and apologize to you. I'm so sorry for my unfriendliness. I'm so sorry. I was very insecure because, well, I know the history between you and Noah. I know how much you loved each other, and I was just afraid that something would happen between you two. You know, and I'm just so sorry. You know, Noah told me about your uncle, and wow, I know this must be difficult for you. And Grace responds, look, well, you didn't have to do this, and yeah, I totally understand. And yeah, well, thanks for apologizing. And Isabel says, what did you think I came in here for? And then Grace says, I had no idea what you came in here for. To that, Isabel responds, And with that, she exits Grace's office. And on the way to Noah's office, she's thinking, you can see those wheels are spinning. By the time she gets to Noah's office, she sees her mother and Noah conversing. And she says, Mom, can you excuse us for a moment? And she says, sure, baby. Is there anything wrong? No, we're fine. Everything's just fine. And so her mother exits the room, and then she asks Noah straight out, did you sleep with her? Noah is like, did you sleep with her? Look, we can work this out if you made a mistake, but I need you to be honest with me. I don't want to go into this wedding, go into this marriage on a lie. Did you sleep with her? At that point, he still wasn't responding. Isabel took off her rings, threw the rings at her, or at him rather, and he says, wait, I didn't even say anything. You ain't have to. Isabel, wait, don't call my name. And so she's like really upset. She's like, don't, just don't go there. Don't even say my name. Don't, okay, don't do it. And she leaves, she exits. And later on is when Noah confronts Grace about it. And he's like, so did you tell her intentionally? Grace is like, what are you talking about? Look, she knows something happened between us. So did you do it on purpose? No, I just wanted you to be happy. I didn't say a word. If she learned it, she learned it on her own because I didn't say anything to her. Well, there's not going to be a wedding now. And then he leaves. But wait a minute, Noah, how are you going to have attitude? Like, really? She didn't force you. In fact, she tried to back away. Now, granted, she was wrong because she kissed you. But you kissed her back. And when she tried to leave, you wouldn't let her leave. Y'all spent that night together. So why you got an attitude now? Because whether you call it insecurity or woman's intuition, you were found out. The ugly truth has arisen. Now what you gonna do? So tell me, do you think the wedding's still gonna go on? You think they're gonna kiss and make up and go on with this wedding? Let me know. Hit me up below in comments. Alright, so then we got the whole charity thing. Poor sweet Charity. So anyway, Charity is suspicious of Kevin. He's barely home. He's either taking a run or at the gym. When he is home, he's glued to this phone. And during her duet with Carlton, she breaks down and she cries. And her friend is saying, oh, it's just hormones because she's pregnant. But Carlton, suspecting there's a little bit more to it, he runs after her and says, girlfriend, what's going on? And she tells him. And he's like, well, why don't you just ask him the question? And she said, because I'm afraid that he'll tell me the truth, that he's sleeping with another woman. If only she knew that another woman is not what she needs to be concerned with. Okay? Anyhow, later on that day, they're in the corridors of Calvary. And she's trying to talk to Kevin. Kevin, of course, he got his phone up. And he's just talking. He's just looking in this app. And finally, Charity gets the nerve to say, what's on the phone that has you so occupied? What is going on? Let me see what's on this phone. Oh, somebody's hungry. Okay, let me just tell you. If there's any men watching this video, I'm going to tell you straight up right now. If your whole goal is not to start an argument with your girlfriend or your wife, then one thing that you're not going to do is blame it on hunger, menstrual cycle, or hormones. Never, ever do that. Anyway, so bottom line is, they go back and forth. She's kind of getting loud. Now he wants to sit up here and say, look, I know what this is. Okay, you're seeing the wedding. You're seeing the activities of the wedding. You see the excitement and everything. You think things have changed between us. But baby, I love you more today than I did yesterday. And you carried my babies. All this means so much to me. And then he flips the script. I'm not doing with you like this. And when you get it together, you come see me. And he makes an exit out of the corridor into the stairwell where he quickly deletes the application. Okay, I've said in the past that he's not gay. Okay, I said that he was bi-curious because I really thought he was just being really shy. Okay, I give in. He is obviously doing more than just looking at pictures. So we need to pray for Charity, okay? Anyway. Lady May confronts her brother. He denies everything. And he's like, look, May, you know what Mama said? Mama said, we all we got. We all we got. You, James, in this church is all I got. I never. And so she plays it off very well because when she's questioning him, she gets to questioning him about faith. And he's like, Faith, I would never. Faith, I loved Faith. I think about her every day. And it was something in what he said when he said that flipped for her, and she just got the aha moment, like, oh my God, he is really this predator. But she plays it off. She's like, look, I'm gonna smooth everything over with Bishop. Everything's just gonna be fine. I know, I'm on your side. She hugs him, pats him on the back, and she exits out the office. He breaks down crying, and she's on the other side of the door trying to keep from falling out. And she makes it back to Bishop, and she says, "What are we going to do?" And Bishop says, "We're going to make it through tonight. We're going to make it through the wedding. And then we're going to bring them to justice." I'm being nice. Anyway, so it's near the end of the day, and Noah has just left Grace's office, and she sees her father, and he's got this peculiar look on his face, and it puzzles her, like, what's that about? But it doesn't click right away. Okay, so she continues to do whatever she's doing in her office, and Bishop makes it to Robert's office. So, see, they agreed on this 3-day timeline, but apparently 3 days is way too long for the bishop. So, Robert's in his office, and he's standing by the window, and Bishop joins him by the window, and they're exchanging pleasantries. And it's like everything's everything, until Bishop pulls out the gun. And he says, "You know, I brought this gun to church after the shooting because I thought maybe I would need it. Nobody knows I have it here." And Robert responds, "May wasn't able to convince you?" And Bishop turns to him and says, "You weren't even able to convince May." So while this is going on, Grace comes out of her office. Darlene hugs her and says, "You know, you're already making changes here. It's great, it's wonderful." And she grabs Grace and she holds her and she says, "Take him down." And Grace says, "I'm trying." And with that, Grace goes on. She makes it way to her father's office. He's not there. And Corinne is there, like, on her phone. And, Grace asks her, and she's like, And so Grace is in the hallway. Now here comes Pastor Sneed, wanting something else. And at this time, Grace is done. Okay? Whatever patience she had for Pastor Sneed has gone out the window. And she basically says, "Leave me alone. I can't help you. I can't save you. I can't get you a position on the deacon board. Just leave me alone." And with that, he backs away from her. So he's walking, or she's walking, and it's almost as if she got a quickening in her body, like, oh crap. And you see her footsteps and her pace get faster and faster. So then we're taken back to the scene between Bishop and Robert. And he's like, Bishop's asking him, "Have you ever been a father?" And, Robert's like, "Not to my knowledge." And Bishop's like, "I have to believe that. I have to believe that's why you do what you do. You've never had an extension of yourself. You don't know what it's like to help brought someone into the world, wanting to protect, love, nurture, and nourish it. You don't know what it's like to want to protect it from all the dangers of this world. I have to understand that's how you do it." And then Robert turns like, "I have never touched faith." And then Bishop gets loud. As his voice is raising, so is his hand with this gun. He's like, "Don't. Stop lying. Just stop it. Just stop it." And he now has the gun pressed against Robert. Okay? And Robert is like eerily calm. It's like you would think that, he would try to disarm him. Like, if someone's got a gun at me, he's acting like they're just still having a regular conversation. He's really cool, like eerily cool. And you see Grace steadily trying to get to where she's going. But it ends there where Bishop has the gun pointed at Robert, And, you know, but his hand starts to shake. And you're like, okay, is he shaking because of emotion, or is he shaking because whatever illness he's dealing with has now kicked in and he's got these tremors again? So, my question for you is, or questions I should say, I got many. Do you think Grace intentionally looked guilty or gave Isabel some indication that, yes, she slept with her man? Do you think the relationship between Lady Mae and Grace will improve now that the truth is out? I'm suspecting that the relationship between Lady Mae and Grace got so strained because of the allegation that came out against her brother. You know, Lady Mae crazy about some Robert. So now that she learned the truth, do you think there's opportunity there, or will an opportunity produce itself for Lady Mae to be, you know, apologetic to her daughter and, you know, give her a little more love than what we've been saying? Do you think Bishop actually shot Robert? Like right now, Bishop's not acting as Bishop. He is acting like a father who just learned that his daughter had been molested by this man. And then on top of that, like because of these actions, it took both daughters away from him. Grace has been gone for 20 years, and she's back here under false pretenses just to bring her uncle down. And now Faith is dead, you know, and Faith, you know, really left the ministry, left the mansion, went out into the world, got into drugs, start doing all kinds of things to support her habit. I mean, basically all this destroyed, it really fractured the family. And it's all because of this man that he has trusted by his side for 20 years, you know, in lieu of what happened or what he was accused of. He's sat and had family dinner. I mean, really, like, there's a lot going on. I just think Bishop is thinking he also got a ticket to Cuba. Oh no, he is not getting away after all this time, after what he's done. No, it's not happening. It's not going down like that. I don't think so. So you tell me what you think. Put your comments below. If you liked this review, give me a thumbs up. Don't like it, give me a thumbs down. But please engage me. All my information you can find along the channel art here. And I can be reached at notchurchasyoushall.org, dwblogger@yahoo.com. My Twitter is @DiscipleWarrior. And I am on Facebook. So just look me up, Donna Means. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this review. Bye.